morning, everyone. It's 10 a.m. in Seattle and it's sunny. So I'm gonna make a rhubarb margarita to celebrate this beautiful day that we're having. For those of you who think of Seattle as a gray, rainy place, yes, it can be that, but we actually get less rain than Ann Arbor, Michigan, where I used to live. And we actually have the longest spring in the nation. Like, if you define spring as kind of the period when the high temperatures are between 50 and 70, ours goes from like February 1st until mid-June. So we have a gorgeous, lovely spring, which is worth a few great months. So I'm gonna make the rhubarb margarita. I'm using Tequila Blanco. You don't need a super fancy tequila. I like the Blanco because it's just clean and crisp for something like this. You also don't need Cointreau like some nice margarita recipes would use, just because you'd like the orange flavor, but mixed in with the rhubarb. You don't really need the fancy stuff. I say save that for the more fancy drinks. So I'm going to measure out 2 ounces of tequila first, and I'm using my espresso machine shot glass because I have one of those with markings. And then I'm going to use about an ounce of triple sec, and I'll get those out of the way. I'm going to use a half of a lime. You don't really need a lot of lime juice, just a little bit to tarten it up. The rhubarb has some nice tartness and sweetness, of course, from all the sugar in it, the rhubarb syrup, but I'm going to do that. Then I have the rhubarb syrup frozen, and I kind of let it thaw a bit so it's easier to work with. You can scrape it out of a container from the freezer or zap in the microwave for a minute and you'll be good to go. I like to use about 3 to 4 ounces for the recipe because so a quarter cup has about 2 ounces in it, because you get a lot more rhubarb flavor. And no, I did not grow this rhubarb. I actually bought it at the farmer's market near me, but there's a lot in stock, and actually drove up by Mount Vernon, Washington, in the Skagit Valley, where we have the Tulip Festival this time of year, and drove by fields and fields of rhubarb, and I just was so excited I wanted to get out. So I like to fill a glass or a jar with ice rather than a shaker. You can shake it up that way and drink it straight from the jar. It has this beautiful pink color, and you can pour it into a glass or drink it straight like this. The one thing that I highly recommend for every rhubarb margarita is I grow fresh mint in my little garden. Absolutely fresh mint. It just makes the drink, brings out the flavor, adds a nice coolness to it. It's a beautiful drink on a summer day, spring day, celebrating the end of this horrible long winter we've been through. So cheers, everyone.